Hi folks, I'm John Accardo, and I just received my Siemens FS230 clamp-on flow meter system. As you might expect, there's quite a bit of hardware to sift through, so let's take a look inside the box and see what you can expect to find when you receive your system. Okay, so I've opened the box, and I have a variety of hardware and equipment. So let's begin with the transmitter electronics. This is the wall mount FS230 transmitter. It's available in 3 distinct versions: a general liquid version, a hydrocarbon liquid version, or a natural gas version. This was specified at the time of ordering. On the side of the enclosure, you'll find a label that defines your specific meter type. It also defines the supplied hardware that you'll receive. The detailed part number found here identifies the complete meter configuration, including pipe and sensor information, mounting hardware type, application type, output configuration, cable length, and agency approvals. This part number is very useful to have available should you ever need to call for assistance. The FS230 wall mount transmitter is by nature a dual path system. If we open the door, you'll see there are 2 sets of connections for your flow sensors down here, even if you've only ordered 1 set of sensors. It also offers dual power options so that you can use either AC or DC power source. And depending upon the choices made at the time of ordering, there's a connectivity for multiple outputs, inputs, and communications, found here. Again, the system label provides information on how your transmitter is configured. We'll be breaking it down as we proceed. Along with your transmitter, in the box you'll find your flow sensors, your mounting hardware, and your system cables. Since there are a number of options for each of these, let's take a closer look at what they are. Starting with the flow sensors, the type you receive will be determined by the code in your system part number. Seen here in this case, we have 1HJ. The 1 translates to a steel pipe, therefore high precision sensors are supplied. The HJ represents the diameter and wall thickness ranges, which determine the specific sensor size. Our sensors are size D1H high precision. They are identified as such on their own label. While the high precision sensors that we just looked at are specifically for steel pipe, if your pipe is not steel, you'll receive universal sensors appropriate for the diameter range specified in your order. For example, here is a set of C3 universal sensors that could be identified by their label. If your application operates at temperatures above 250 F or 121 C, you'll receive high temperature sensors. These are all metal construction and suitable for temperatures up to 450 F or 230 C. They are identified by a part number size 1 through 4, shown on their labels, which appears on the junction box attached to the sensors. To install your sensors on the pipe, you'll receive appropriate mounting hardware, also identified on the system label. These can take the form of mounting frames, mounting tracks, or robust stainless steel enclosures. They are attached to the pipe using the supplied stainless steel straps, depending upon the type you get. Both the frames and the stainless steel enclosures use a spacer bar to set the appropriate distance between the flow sensors. The bars come in different lengths depending upon the pipe diameter specified. Tracks have integral mounting positions identified on the side of the rail. The type of mounting hardware supplied is identified by the numerical code of your system part number in position 11. The standard identifier is 2 and designates either frames or tracks depending upon the pipe size. As I mentioned, my system came with size D1H high precision sensors, so I received mounting frames and a spacer bar. If you receive any size C, D, or E sensors, you'll typically receive mounting frames as well. The frames are strapped to the pipe with the stainless steel straps at the appropriate spacing that is set using the spacer bar. On the other hand, if your system came with any size A or B sensors, and your pipe is 5 inches diameter or less, you'll receive mounting tracks for sensor installation. These are also strapped to the pipe with the supplied stainless steel straps. As an alternative to standard mounting frames, you may have ordered and received stainless steel enclosures, also known as high precision mounts. These are only suitable for use with C or D size high precision sensors. You'll receive either a single enclosure that houses both sensors if your application is a liquid in a pipe of 8 inches or less. That would be identified by the part number 7 at position 11. Or, if your pipe is larger, you'll receive a 2-part enclosure that each houses a single sensor, which would be identified by the number 8 in position 11. Using dual enclosures, the spacing between the sensors is set utilizing a spacer bar. High precision mounts are typically found on hydrocarbon pipeline and natural gas pipeline applications. In addition to all the standard mounting hardware that we've just reviewed, there's also the availability of magnetic mounting frames. These are identified by the number 6 in the system part number position 11. These can be ordered for any pipe that is a ferric metal where size C, D, or E sensors will be used, whether they're high precision or universal. They utilize extremely strong rare earth magnets that will hold the transducer securely in place on your pipe. In addition to the mounting hardware that we just covered, you'll find a few more items contained within the hardware kit in the accessory pack. These include a number of items for installing your sensors, including a mylar roll known as a mounting guide, a tube of coupling compound, and an ordinary sanding block for cleaning up your pipe. If you order them, you may optionally receive a set of dry coupling pads as well. The mounting guide is a tool that's necessary if you'll be installing your sensors in direct mode, where they are on opposite sides of the pipe from each other. The use of this tool and the procedure for mounting flow sensors in direct mount is covered in separate videos. Coupling compound is a necessity for all clamp-on flow meters. It's applied to the face of the sensor that contacts the pipe, creating an optimal path for the sonic energy to transfer into the pipe wall. Its function is similar to what medical teams use when they perform a sonogram. Alternatively, if you order dry coupling pads, you'll receive a package of 10 pads. Dry coupling pads offer an alternative method of coupling the sensors to the pipe by taking the place of the standard coupling grease. To connect your transmitter to your flow sensors, you'll receive a set of cables like these. These are standard submersible coax cables. The actual cable type and length you receive will be determined by your order and may be the same, but could be either armored or plenum rated types instead. Cable is identified by the K adder for single path systems or the T adder for dual path systems in the system part number. Along with the cables, a termination kit is supplied. The sensor end of the cable is unterminated to facilitate pulling them through conduit. The termination kit contains the necessary F connectors, shrink sleeving, labels, and glands to complete the cable installation. Certain variants of the FS230 system will include a couple of additional accessories. Hydrocarbon liquid and natural gas transmitters typically include an RTD, along with an RTD cable for temperature measurement. These are identified by the J for the RTD and the R for the RTD cables. Along with the RTD and cable is a mounting rig for the RTD to strap it onto the pipe. All natural gas transmitters will also be delivered with a damping film kit, sized for the flow sensors provided. There's one for each path. The kit is comprised of sufficient damping material to apply to the pipe based upon the size sensors that you received, along with the instructions for installing it on your pipe, and a roller to ensure that it's well bonded to your pipe. So there you have it. While there seems to be a lot of variety, fundamentally each order contains the same 4 components: a transmitter, flow sensors, mounting hardware, and cables. This video has introduced you to what you can expect to find in the box when you receive your FS230 flow system. I hope you found it helpful. Please be sure to check our other videos that provide information and instructions for programming, installation, input-output connections, and evaluation of your flow meter system. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.